Hi everybody! First of all, thank you so much for being here with me, for tuning into my channel, for trusting me with your private readings. This is only the beginning of such a long journey, but it has been so fun already. I want to thank you guys for your patience this month with me being on vacation and that energy that Cancer season brought. Healers need healing too, and I've had to take some time to focus on myself and the things that are changing in my life as well as my private clients. So thank you guys for your patience with me getting these readings out. I promise that August will be a lot smoother. With that being said, I also have a new service that I'm offering. It's not on my site yet, so you're going to have to email me if you are interested in this. All that information to contact me for readings is below, so check the description box, okay? Please don't email me on Facebook or message me on Facebook. For some reason, I don't get the notifications for like a day or two. And I don't want you waiting that long. I always answer email within 24 hours. So also, right now, I'm booking about a week out. So by the time you contact me and I respond, it's usually about 5 to 7 days to get your reading, okay? So the new service I have is called Soul Medicine. So it is the soul spread plus 5 custom channeled affirmations that are based on what your soul needs to kind of process the information that came out in the spread and move out of blocks, as well as a candle inscribed and lit with the intention to clear your field of all energy that is not yours. Okay, we're all very porous and we tend to take in a lot of people's energy, even if we do cleansings regularly on ourselves. So the intention of this candle, it's a white candle. I light it after I do your reading with the intention to clear your field of any energy that is not yours and send it back to source or send it back to its source with love, okay? And that service is $55. All right, so if you're interested in that, please email me and I will send you a PayPal link and let's get into these readings. Pisces, overall, I'm getting pressure, like a lot of pressure on the top left corner on my head, above my eye. It's kind of like, it's almost like, oh yeah, there it is. I was going to say psychic pressure, and we have the 9 of Swords with the Queen of Cups, which could easily be you, right? This is your intuitive faculties. This is your very, your innate being. This is who you are all the time. Constantly tapping into your psychic power, but there's something here that's blocking it. I don't know if you're choosing to block it or, I'm not going to sit here and say someone's psychically attacking you. I just think that there's this pressure that's building, and it's like how like we can, have our fun and like do things that are less like how do you say it? Like less spiritual. Like going out and partying or, just doing regular human things. And there's a bunch of things that we do that are human that are really fun, right? But if we don't take the time to check in with ourselves while we're doing those fun, you know, very human activities, like, you know, it's summertime. Like, it's the idea of, like, you need to just remember to take a break and to, like, check the release valve on your intuition, on the time that you need to spend in other realms. Like, and as I'm saying this, the pressure is, like, decreasing some. Like, so you need to make sure you're spending time checking in on your mental state, on if you're ignoring your intuition, if you're getting anxious, if you are getting anxious, it's because you're not checking in. Like, there's a need to just, you know, if you had a machine with a gauge, right, to get clarity, you need to let some of the steam out. Like, let the anxiety out through meditation, let the anxiety out through spending time alone, let the anxiety out, just not doing, you know, taking an afternoon off and not doing so much. Like, if you're working and you're having all this summer fun or whatever, it's eventually going to take a toll on you. And, you know, it's going to affect your family first, because that's who you're spending all your time with. You know what I mean? So make sure you're doing what you need to do to decompress. That's the word too, decompress. You know, take measures to not feel stressed. Take measures to relieve your mind, but not doing, you know, they have to be, they're more spiritual things, not more the human things, like blowing off steam by going out and having dinner, none of that. Like, I'm talking about the others, like you actually having to make sure you're still dedicating yourself to your spiritual practice, because you get so much psychic energy thrown at you all the time, Pisces, because you are, you know what I mean, you are so tapped in just as a natural being, whether you like it or not. So there's this need to check in with yourself and acknowledge what is floating around you, acknowledge that you are a spiritual being. You know, obviously Neptune, you know, is in your sign, and I think, yeah, it's retrograde right now. So, you know, the veil is getting pulled back, and maybe that's why, you know, you're feeling the pressure, because you're really having to, like, own your spirituality. Like, maybe some people, you know, they've only owned up to, like, level 3 or whatever, and Neptune's pulling the veil back, like, hey, it's time for you to be a level 7. You can't keep living in, you know, delusions, because that's another thing with Neptune. It's fantasies and delusions just as much as it is, you know, spiritual enlightenment and what an ultimate oneness. Like, so it's almost like a curtain call. Yeah, there it goes, curtain call. So where are you standing in your spiritual reality? Where are you standing with yourself, in yourself, right? That's the part of your life that you need to check in on right now. And that is what's going to shift whatever is off kilter in the rest of your world, at home or with work. This reading is geared towards career and overall spiritual messages, right? Are you being stuck? Are you being stubborn? Or is it that you need to do something to get stable, right? Like, that's another thing. Your spiritual practice is what's going to bring you stability. But you know what's going to bring you more anguish and just pulling away the mental faculties that you need? Going out and partying all the time with your friends. All right, just doing things for the fun of it. Okay, and it's not that fun is bad. It's just like, it seems as though there has been a time that was used to be put aside to check in with yourself is not being put there. And if you do some, it's like it's time to do more. There's more to be done. You know, in this path, we always get called to do more at some point. We never, yeah. I got this message a little bit for Aquarius too, like fighting off taking a leadership role in your life. Right, kind of combating against that and having some resistance to that. And I don't really know why, because it's like the message I'm getting for both of you and how they're related is you guys have the mental capacity and the alignment already to do it. You just have to acknowledge it and then take the call. It's like Spirit's calling you and you got them on hold. Like, and for some reason, because you guys are advanced zodiac signs, like you actually have the phone yourself and you can put Aquarius and Pisces can put Spirit genuinely on hold, whereas the rest of us, have to answer. Like, it's just going to ring and 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 ring. And then they come knocking on your door. Like, you know, the rest of us more human type signs. But, like, you guys have this innate knowing. And you're just choosing to ignore it. And it's going to take longer for it to catch up to you. But it's going to catch up to you. Because we have the Judgment. With the Lovers on the bottom, okay? But what I say, curtain call, resurrection. Where are you at? Okay? Spirit's about to come ask you, where are you at? Are you at your command post? Are you serving humanity? Are you following the call of your soul? Where are you at? Because with the Lovers here, this is talking about a path that you have to walk. This is a crossroads, okay? This is a major, major karmic shifting crossroads. And again, the King of Wands. You need to decide, you know, you need to be the leader of your life. You need to take charge. How can you seize this moment? You don't have to change who you are. You just have to acknowledge who you are fully. Hey Pisces, so very interesting spread here. Mind you, this reading again is focused on career and overall spiritual path for the month, because our spiritual path obviously dictates what we see manifest out in the world, right? So I'm just going to jump into the cards. Overall energy is the Ten of Cups. Now, a lot of signs have been getting the Ten of Cups this month, like somewhere in their reading. And this is very indicative of what Cancer season is really talking about and what they're asking of us. And it's really coming into question, what is our happy ending? You know what I mean? And though the journey is never over, like, you know what I mean by that in a cliche type of way. We're all looking for that ultimate fulfilled, like, loving feeling that a family brings, or that, you know, what we want for ourselves out of a family unit or in the future. And everyone in somehow is focusing on that. So this month, Pisces, I almost said Cancer, I don't know why. This month, you're focusing on how you can bring yourself to the best feeling place that you've ever been. Okay, I really do feel this is somewhere that you've never been before. And what you're being asked to leave behind, we have the Fool and the Hanged Man. The rune I have here is Journey. So, two things. I feel this is saying, don't be a fool and continue to stall your journey. Okay? But also, you know, again, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much like the only message. Because the Fools is something brand new, right? It's a journey. Hello. I mean, it's something that is destined for you. And you need to let go of the Hanged Man. You need to let go of waiting to see it in a different light. This is what I was talking about in the beginning with the pressure on the head, right? Because the Hanged Man hangs for enlightenment. But he takes a pause, though. So I was telling you to take a pause. Make sure you're checking in and listening. But you could be listening and moving at the same time, Pisces. You have that ability. And I think that's what I mean. Like, I think you've been stalling this new beginning because you know this new beginning would require you to, I guess, be mindful, like, all the time. There's a level of maturity that comes with this next level available to you, Pisces. So I think maybe a little bit, maybe you've pushed off this journey out of, you know, not wanting to grow up, so to speak. But, like, we can keep our youthful inner child alive in so many ways. We don't have to deny ourselves of, you know, new opportunities, bigger opportunities. I feel this is more like contemplating, like, how to take your life to the next level. Potentially, like, you know, wanting to build a home or wanting to build a home with somebody else. And just really needing to decide on whether or not you're going to listen to the intuition and take the heeds of the signs that have been there and that you've known for a long time. Again, similar to Aquarius, and you have a card here, Capricorn also had this card in the foundation. You're very much prepared to go after whatever it is that you want. It's just a matter of, are you going to do it? You know? In the space of what door is now open to you that was once closed, we have the Two of Wands and the Six of Swords. The rune I have here is Wisdom. So this is with the Two of Swords, or excuse me, the Two of Wands. This is saying you have the wisdom and foresight. I'm feeling foresight to know what this next phase requires. Again, the Fool and then coming into the Two of Wands is very, you know, in a row, so to speak. You know, it flows because after you step off the cliff, once you just have faith and stop hanging from the tree, stop seeking for like reasons to stall, you will grasp the foresight and wisdom and knowledge that will allow you to move forward and usher in, I'm feeling, a new way of thinking. There's a feeling here of being afraid to lose one's innocence. It's like wanting to keep childlike innocence while also being an adult. And it's not that you can't have both. You just can't have, like, you're just now picking one or the other, the way you're going about it. But if you just tap into your intuition and just take the leap, stop stalling the revelation, stop stalling the movement, just go. It'll be fine. You're not going to lose a thing. You know, what's transpiring right now is to bring you your ultimate fulfillment. So, isn't it worth it? Isn't it worth it? Because the Six of Swords talks about, you know, a mentality as well. And it also talks about a transition that needs to happen. Kind of whether you like it or not. So there's like, it's, but, I'm like stuttering because it's like, that's kind of how you are, I feel like, with, well, I don't really have to just, I don't want to give up, like, it's not giving up. A little bit I'm feeling like it's learning to compromise. And again, not in a way that you're actually genuinely missing anything or like truly compromising in a way that I think a lot of humans associate it. It's like, there's a wisdom in knowing that our dreams and love and the people that we love that are not abusive, like I'm talking about people that we totally, you know, have a good relationship with, but is worth effort. And that takes wisdom, right? Wisdom. You need to take that innate wisdom that was banging on my head during the whole beginning of this reading, begging to come in, begging to be let into your brain. You need to let that knowledge permeate your foresight in your direction that you're headed with your life in the next 6 months. And let it drive you. The next 6 months could bring this. But you have to let in the intuition. You have to let in your spiritualness. You have to let in, you know, just not play aloof and not just keep going about the steps every day. You have to embrace it consciously. Consciously. Because your overall energy this month in your head is the Nine of Cups. So clearly it's almost like you're a little content with what you have right now, so why change it? But at the same time, you know that it could get better. Because the only thing that makes the 10 more appealing than the 9 is the fact that he's not alone. You know, do you want to be alone forever? It's like a lonely dream type of situation. Like, you could really have it all. Why settle for just, you know, this? You're not going to lose how great it's been. It's only going to get better. In your heart space, the Queen of Pentacles. In your foundation, the Knight of Wands, and the rune I have here is home. So again, this goes back to, I think that a lot of you are focused on home, focused on building a new home, focused on working to create a more fluent home. What kind of work are you going to do, Pisces, on yourself and even out in the world that is going to make you feel at home on this planet? How can you, through love, build something that you've always wanted? That's where your focus is at internally. And with the Knight of Wands in your foundation, there's this need to heed inspiration. And again, heed Spirit's call, because the Knight of Wands doesn't last long, but it can ignite. Like if he comes through with his torch, so to speak, you know, and you have prepared an altar of candles, then you can harness that energy in those candles. And then before they go out, you can light more candles from that fire and continue the cycle. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like all you have to do is acknowledge it. Reach out and it shall be. Open, say, I accept, I am here, and you shall flourish. You shall create that stability. You shall build that hearth and home. Heart and home. Because your money's fine, you know what I mean? This is more of a like, can there be more, and what am I going to do to have more? Spirit's advice for you. The Ten of Wands with the Tower as the clarifier. And the rune I have here is fertility. So again, this totally speaks to the Ten of Wands saying, blocking the Tower, right? You're feeling overburdened by the amount of revelations because you're so ripe, again, fertility, ripe with insight. And you are holding it up instead of just letting it permeate your world, keeping it up in your mind, keeping it up in the ether, keeping it in your dream space and not acknowledging the fact that you know your dreams are real and you need to bring them down to earth will only eventually cause the universe to plant seeds to create Tower type of situations in your life. And I could have swore we talked about this a month or two ago with the Tower. I'm pretty sure I told you last month, Pisces, if the Tower comes raining in your life, it is because you chose to ignore it. And I think you're getting insight after insight about how you can rebuild a home or build a home, or how what you're doing will take away from the home that you're building or the life that you're building. And do not push this off any longer. It will not benefit you as a soul, you as a human being. I've been having this burning in my feet like the whole time I've been channeling your message, like ever since the pain in my head went away. And again, this speaks to the Knight of Wands. Like, you're hot to take action. Like, but you need to take action that is aligned with your spiritual self. One that you need to acknowledge. One that I know you are, but I don't think you're paying as much attention as you've been wanting to. This Nine of Cups up here feels a little egoic to me. Like, I got it all figured out. I don't need to, do anymore. I've reached my pinnacle. Like, no, you haven't. Surprise! Like, we haven't reached our spiritual pinnacle unless we died. Cheers. So drink up, because it's time to come full circle into this cycle. Behind that is the Three of Pentacles. Build. What are we building? What I talk about, a home, a spiritual home, a home based on principle, a home based on something that really means something to you. In the outcome, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Death card. The rune I have with the Seven of Pentacles is success, and with the Death card, luck. So you will, you need things to die off. Like, they need to. Like, you've been waiting, you've been waiting and waiting to see if it's going to happen. A little bit, I think this is what I was talking about before in last month's reading. Like, we need to create change in our life too, to an extent. Like, we can bring on the Death card in our life if we are an active change agent, and if we are heeding our intuition. We don't have to go through the full-blown manifestations of death where things outside of ourselves, end and change form and whatever. We can initiate and bring death. We can bring deep transformation. You don't need to wait. You will be successful in these seeds you've planted, transforming your reality, transforming your luck, changing how things have been. Potentially you've been waiting on a Scorpio. But you need to heed your intuition big time. Because change is afoot. And you could, you hear my cat? And you can be privy. You know, it's like you could be privy to everything that's happening, but only if you tune in. Only if you tune in. Spirit, what affirmations do you have for Pisces? Right? Tell them West is calling you. I am a radiant being enjoying life to the fullest. My life gets more fabulous every day. I look forward to what each new hour brings. So this is what I was saying with this, like thinking like life is already as good as it's going to get. One of my favorite affirmations that someone taught me in the beginning of my journey was to say, how can life get any better? Because it shows the universe, one, that you're acknowledging how amazing your life is, and two, that you're challenging the universe to see if it can get better. It's a question. Because you're not, so you have no attachments to expectations when you ask that question. You're just saying, how can life get any better? Show me. Show me, universe. So I dare you, Pisces, to ask the universe how your life can get any better, and just let it surprise you. I've been affirming that the last week or so too, that I am open to the divine surprising me with, you know, my prayers being answered. And it has been powerful medicine. So Pisces, I really hope this message reaches you, and it has been my pleasure to deliver. I'll be back with a love message in a couple of days, okay? Peace.